Quiet mornings arrive differently on a ranch in Mississippi. Before the day warms up, Brett Favre starts his routine surrounded by open land, steady work, and familiar silence. This isn't the roar of an NFL stadium. It's a life shaped by discipline, simplicity, and time earned after decades under pressure. The ranch reflects who he is now, grounded, focused, and intentional. But this calm chapter didn't come easily. To understand how Brett Favre arrived here, we need to step back to where his story first began. That story never began with a need for attention. It started quietly, built on patience, observation, and trust in timing. Brett Favre was born on October 10, 1969, in Gulfport, Mississippi, and raised in the small town of Kiln. His childhood followed a steady rhythm shaped by structure and routine. Both of his parents worked as teachers, and his father also served as the local high school football coach. Sports were always nearby, but they were framed by discipline, accountability, and clear expectations. At Hancock North Central High School, Favre played both baseball and football, learning early that effort mattered more than attention. College tested that patience. When Favre earned a scholarship to the University of Southern Mississippi, coaches didn't see him as a quarterback. They wanted him on the offensive line. Favre stayed firm. He waited. His freshman year began with him buried deep on the depth chart as the seventh-string quarterback. Opportunity didn't come fast, but when it did, he took it. By the second half of his third game, Favre was under center, throwing with confidence and instinct. He went on to start 10 games that season. Over his college career, he delivered multiple high-yardage performances and set passing records that stood for years, quietly reshaping how the program viewed him. The NFL brought a harsher lesson. In the 1991 draft, Favre was selected 33rd overall by the Atlanta Falcons. The fit was awkward from the start. The head coach openly questioned the pick, and Favre rarely saw the field. When he did, the results were brief and unforgiving. 4 pass attempts, 2 interceptions, no completions. It could have ended there. Instead, it redirected everything. In 1992, Ron Wolf, now general manager of the Green Bay Packers, made a decisive move, trading a first-round pick to acquire Favre. The change of setting unlocked something lasting. Favre became the Packers' starting quarterback and held the role for 16 seasons. He led the team to 2 Super Bowl appearances, winning Super Bowl 31, and became the only player in NFL history to win 3 consecutive AP MVP awards. Even more defining was his durability, starting 297 consecutive games, a record that reflected toughness, consistency, and commitment. Retirement never followed a straight line. Favre stepped away in 2008, returned briefly, then parted ways with Green Bay. A trade sent him to the New York Jets, where a strong start gave way to injuries and a difficult finish. He retired again, then returned once more, signing with the Minnesota Vikings in 2009. There, at age 40, he led the team to a 12-4 season and surpassed Joe Montana's career passing yards record. In January 2011, Favre officially closed his playing career, leaving the game with NFL records for passing yards and touchdowns, numbers that defined an era. Life after football stayed active but measured. Favre moved into commentary, high school coaching, business ventures, and media work. In 2025, he launched the 4th and Favre podcast, sharing thoughtful takes on football's past and present. His voice remained part of the game, no longer from the field, but from experience. Now, at age 57, after decades spent under the spotlight and constant pressure, that long journey has settled into a quieter setting, a setting shaped by space, routine, and contemplation at his ranch in Mississippi. Set about 20 minutes south of Hattiesburg, Brett Favre's Mississippi ranch doesn't announce itself as a trophy of success. It unfolds instead as a lived-in landscape, shaped by years of family routines, shared work, and quiet tradition. In the late 1990s, Brett and Deanna Favre purchased roughly 465 acres of land and slowly turned it into what they would later call Black Creek Farm, a place designed not for headlines, but for everyday life. At the center of the property stands a large, carefully planned home of about 20,000 square feet. It's spacious, but its purpose has always been practical: a gathering place. This is where their two children grew up, where summer afternoons drifted by near the pool, where barbecues stretched into long conversations, and where friends became part of the extended rhythm of the land. Over time, the ranch became less about the structure itself and more about what happened around it: shared meals, open doors, and familiar faces moving freely across the property. Step outside, and the scale of the land becomes clear. More than 460 acres are fenced, offering both privacy and freedom. Quiet paths cut through the property, inviting slow walks away from noise and schedules. Favre has often spoken about enjoying these moments, unhurried, grounded, and personal, where the pace of life feels steady and unforced. The land is active, but never rushed. Favre maintains livestock across the ranch and tends to an expansive pine forest that covers roughly 400 acres. The environment supports abundant wildlife, including white-tailed deer and wild turkeys, making recreational hunting a natural part of life on the property. It's not treated as spectacle, but as another way of staying connected to the land and its seasons. What stands out most is how the ranch mirrors Favre's life after football. There's structure without pressure, space without excess, purpose without performance. Every part of Black Creek Farm reflects years of consistency, built slowly, maintained carefully, and lived in fully. And with daily life rooted firmly on this land, the story now shifts from where Brett Favre lives to how he moves through it, starting with the vehicles that carry him across these long Mississippi roads and beyond. On the ranch, vehicles are part of routine rather than display. A 1967 Chevrolet Corvette appears occasionally, usually parked quietly, more as a familiar presence than a showpiece. It's one of those cars that surfaces in shared photos or casual moments, blending into the backdrop of open land and long driveways, rather than standing apart from them. For everyday movement, a Chevrolet Suburban shows up most often. It fits naturally into daily life, used for trips into town, family outings, or moving comfortably across long Mississippi roads. It's the kind of vehicle that matches the scale of the property and the rhythm of ranch life. Alongside it, a Toyota Tacoma appears in more practical settings, seen near open fields or dirt paths around the property. Whether parked near fencing or resting after a day outdoors, it reflects how transportation on the ranch is about function and familiarity, quietly supporting the flow of everyday life rather than defining it. From the quiet rhythm of ranch roads and everyday drives, the story naturally shifts to what made that lifestyle possible in the first place: a career that stretched across decades and left a lasting financial footprint. For Brett Favre, income was never about a single moment. It was the result of longevity, visibility, and consistency at the highest level of professional football. Favre's playing career formed the foundation. Over many seasons in the NFL, most notably with the Green Bay Packers, he earned a total of roughly $140 million in salary alone. His peak earning years came late in his career, including a 2-year contract with the Minnesota Vikings, where he received some of the highest annual paychecks of his playing life. In 2010, his compensation reached its single-season high, combining base salary and signing bonuses into a figure exceeding $16 million. Off the field, endorsement work became an equally important stream. During the height of his fame in the late 1990s and 2000s, Favre appeared in national campaigns for brands such as Nike, Wrangler, MasterCard, Prilosec, and Foot Locker. These deals often ran alongside his playing contracts, pushing his annual income into the $15 to $18 million range at times. Even after retirement, Select partnerships continued, providing steady income without the demands of a weekly game schedule. Taken together, NFL salaries, long-term endorsement deals, and post-career media and business activity, Favre's net worth has grown beyond $100 million. It's a financial story built the same way his career was, year by year, game by game, without shortcuts. And with that platform in place, the next chapter looks beyond earnings, toward how Brett Favre has chosen to give back through charitable work and community involvement. For decades, Brett Favre has remained closely connected to the Favre for Hope Foundation, the organization he established in 1995. Rooted in personal and family experiences, the foundation's mission has deepened over time, especially following his wife Deanna's public battle with breast cancer, adding greater purpose to the causes they continue to support together. The foundation has focused primarily on helping disadvantaged and disabled children, as well as families affected by breast cancer, with much of its impact centered in Mississippi and Wisconsin. Fundraisers, community events, and direct donations became the backbone of its outreach. Reports indicate that more than $10 million has been raised through these efforts, money that has gone toward medical support, accessibility programs, and resources for families facing long-term challenges. In 2025, Favre's sustained involvement was formally recognized with a humanitarian award, marking decades of commitment rather than a single moment. Beyond his own foundation, Favre has also worked closely with organizations supporting seriously ill teenagers. He received the Chris Gracias Celebrity Award from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, reflecting his involvement in granting wishes and responding personally to requests from young people facing cancer and other life-threatening conditions. These moments rarely came with speeches or announcements, often handled quietly, one family at a time. Together, these efforts reveal a side of Favre defined less by records and more by responsibility. And as that sense of purpose carries over from public service into private life, the story now turns inward, to the personal routines, relationships, and moments that shape his life beyond football. These days, life for Brett Favre moves at a noticeably different pace. After retirement, he settled into a quieter routine in Mississippi, far removed from weekly travel, media pressure, and game day urgency. Favre isn't the type to document his daily life online. His Instagram account is sparse and intentional, offering fewer updates but clearer priorities. Right at the top of his profile, he describes himself not by titles or records, but as a proud father of 2 daughters and a grandfather of 3 grandsons. That short line says more about his current life than any highlight reel ever could. When he does post, it's usually tied to moments of meaning. Holidays in particular reveal how central family and faith have become. On Thanksgiving in November 2025, Favre shared a heartfelt message expressing gratitude, not only for his career, but for Jesus Christ, his wife Deanna, his daughters, his grandchildren, and even former teammates who shaped his journey. The tone wasn't performative or polished. It read like something written at a dinner table, not a press conference. These moments, shared only occasionally, paint a picture of a man who values presence over visibility. Family remains the steady center of his life. Favre has been married to Deanna Favre for decades, and together they raised 2 daughters, Brittany and Braylee. Over time, that family circle expanded to include 3 grandsons. Favre has referenced them gently across the years, sometimes directly, sometimes in passing. An older post from 2020 captured his affection clearly, joking about how much energy it takes to keep up with his grandson Parker. More recent mentions are subtler, comments about staying active to keep up with the grandchildren, framed around health, movement, and everyday joy. Now, Favre's life feels rooted rather than reactive. It's shaped by faith, strengthened by family, and lived mostly out of view. The spotlight may have moved on, but in its place is something steadier. Days filled with meaning, connection, and the kind of fulfillment that doesn't need an audience. Thank you for staying with us through every chapter of this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means everything to us and helps keep these stories alive. We truly appreciate you watching and being part of our community.